Hi guys, and welcome to the Bridging Divides project. My name is Alfred and I'm a clothing and costume designer from London, and today's workshop is going to be based around t-shirt making. So let me show you what I managed to put together. When it comes to t-shirt making, you can be as free as you want, do anything you want, design anything you want, use any materials you want, which we will get to in a minute. Just a little bit about this t-shirt. When designing it, I thought more festival-like. So you know, you go in summer when you go to like Glastonbury or any sort of festival. I wanted it to be bright. I wanted it to be colourful, and that's pretty much the look I went for, especially with like our tasseled sleeves and like tiger clawed bits on the sleeves as well. I will take you through the step by step on how to achieve that as well. So before we start, let's get into the materials that we'll be using for this project today. So, bearing in mind you can use any sort of material you want. You don't have to stick to what I have on my table. You can use absolutely anything. Just think back to your childhood days, if you're not a child, if you are a child, just yesterday, when you would do arts and crafts in school, or maybe paint at home with mum and dad, or your siblings, or your family or friends. So firstly, what I've got here is some fabric-based markers, which we're going to use today. These are really, really good. This brand is actually really good. If you guys can look it up, you can get it online as well. It takes to the fabric really well. The coverage is really good as well. And we have some glitter. We have some PVA glue, which we'll be using to apply some of our shapes and pieces. Make sure you have a plain t-shirt, white preferably, because you can go crazy with colors and stuff. But it's totally up to you what you use. I've got a pencil just in case I need to mark out anything, and the scissors when it comes to cutting any fabric or any materials. We also have a paint palette here, which you could use to do some painting if you choose not to go for the felt tip option. And we have some foil pieces and some ribbon here as well. So that is all the materials I'll be using today. Well, not all of them, but this just gives you a generic idea of what you can use to apply to your t-shirt. So let's get into making our amazing t-shirts. So for a start, let's put this here. Start with your plain t-shirt. Now, when it comes to t-shirt making, like I've said before, you can be as free as you want. You don't have to just stick to the t-shirt as it is. You don't have to stick. This is a standard t-shirt basically for men, but you can buy women's t-shirt, you can buy any sort of t-shirt. Now, you don't have to stick to the standard format, which is with sleeves and a neck. If you want to, you can cut off your neck. You can cut your sleeves off and turn it into a vest, so it's a bit more free under your arms, and so forth. So let's just start by based on this design, I'm going to show you how I achieve this look, and you could choose to follow my step-by-step, or you could be as creative as you want and make up your own designs and ideas when it comes to creating your t-shirt. So firstly, I'm going to get myself, oh, I forgot, color red. So when it comes to festivals, it's in summer, mainly in summer. You think about the sun shining bright on you whilst you're dancing, having fun with your friends and family. So I thought about the sun, and you know, you draw like a sun and you draw its kind of rays. So that was the overall inspiration when it came to drawing these rays around the crew of the shirt. As you can see, I'm basically sketching with a felt tip. I'm not just drawing straight lines, which you can, but it's a habit of mine, just in case a line isn't going in the direction I want it to go into. So sketching enables me to take my time so I don't make any major errors that I can't undo because it's felt tip. This isn't pencil, this isn't something you can rub out. Oh, sorry. And then what you're gonna do is literally just shade in your shape. Now, a shirt is quite shaky to work with. It's not like working on plain paper or card. So just be wary about that, but do your best. Just give it a nice shade. Also, when you use, you can use any felt tip, I would say, but just be wary if you're not going to use a fabric felt tip or pen, you may have seepage. And what that means is basically when the color seeps through and goes through the fabric and then prints on the other side. But with a fabric pen, it doesn't tend to have that. I don't know if you guys can see that. You can see it a bit there, but it hasn't actually seeped through. So that's a good thing about fabric pens. Okay, let's get this. So again, when you're designing your shirt, probably have a sit and think first what you'd like to do, what direction you want to go. Like I said, my t-shirt is inspired through attending festivals. So I wanted to give my t-shirt a festival feel. Yours could be inspired by maybe a formal event, and maybe you want to go for a smart look. So you might want to draw a bow at the front and then maybe mark out a waistcoat and then shade it in or color it in or paint it in. It's totally up to you. Or if you're interested in like the wildlife, you can draw some animals around, or if literally anything that inspires you, you could literally apply to your t-shirt. Also, as I mentioned earlier on, I design costumes as well for like the carnival. So this would be something good to like attend like the Notting Hill Carnival or your local carnival for that matter. You can make for yourself and attend, or you could be the cool friend or sibling that designs for everyone, creates a t-shirt for everyone, and you all go looking the same. Don't you think that's so cool? When you attend like festivals and events and all your friends, you and all your friends are all like wearing the same thing. I know some people don't like that, but it's just so a front of unity. I like it when I'm going out with my friends, like when we go to Carnival, because we all wear the same thing. So we look so cool in our pictures together. And I'm pretty sure you guys will like that as well. All right, so I've shaded it to the best of my ability. And now we're going to incorporate some yellow as an outline. So all you're going to do is literally just go along the edge and mark it in yellow. You can try and get it as neat as you want, but because with a t-shirt, unless you can get it to be still, it moves and whatnot. So don't worry about making little smudges and stuff. That's the whole aim of being artistic. That's the whole aim of being creative. An error could be something that you end up loving at the end of the day. So what I'm just doing is just going along the edges of my red rays with yellow, just to make it pop a bit better. Another reason why if you see the strokes that I'm doing is quite sketchy, is because if I just drag along, the t-shirt will move, then it will just muddle up everything. So I just sketch just to avoid the t-shirt kind of clumping up together. Okay, so we've done that now. We're now going to move down. Now, we spoke about the sun earlier on, and although we had that around the crew, I want to actually put like a sun in the center, which is basically how we did it here. Now, with this, you do not With this, I've just gone crazy in terms of like the ribbons, the colors, the shapes. You don't have to stick to this. I'm going to actually do something different to what I did here in this circle. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So firstly, this is where the pencil comes in. If you're very good and precise, you can go straight to drawing on with the felt tip, but I'm not. So I'm going to just lightly mark out my circle. Lightly mark out my circle. Get it as round as I can. I don't know if you guys can see this in the camera, but it's a very faint line. And then I'm going to go back to my red and then just now enhance my line. And then I'm going to use, just like we've done with this red, to make it kind of pop a bit more, we're going to use our yellow just around the outer lines of our red circle. And that's that. And then we're going to draw another line. And this is where I will introduce a different color, because I just don't want the t-shirt just to be red and yellow. You want to make it as colorful as you can. When you think about going to a festival, it's all about colors. So what other color are we going to use? We're going to use, let's say, purple. And what color do you guys think goes with purple? We've got purple and blue, or we've got purple and green, or we've got purple and orange. We're not going to use orange because we've already got red and yellow there. Purple and luminous yellow. I think we're going to do purple and green. Okay, same technique, just define your faint line. Actually, a good thing you can do to get your t-shirt to have a more flat and sturdy surface is to get a piece of card or like an old box or toy box or a box from a delivery or something, and cut it to the shape, the size of your t-shirt, the width of your t-shirt, and then insert it into it. That should keep it flat and it should enable you to draw a bit more freely on your t-shirt. So let's carry on. When I think about a festival, tell me, what are the kind of things you think about when you think about a festival? If you're choosing to follow the festival route, what are the kind of things you think about when you think about a festival? I think about the sun. I think about hearts. I think about the peace sign, swirls, colourful. What else is there? Birds, for example. The natural kind of wilderness, like trees, plants. Oh, plants is a good one actually. So we finished with our purple, same thing, just to make that purple pop, we're gonna now add some green. And it's looking colorful already. You can use any colors you wish to use. Again, you don't have to stick to the felt tip option. You can use paint or anything of your choice, to be honest, depending on what you want your t-shirt to be based on. Like I said, that could be your favorite, maybe your favorite movie. It could be your favorite program. It could be, maybe you enjoy your family on it. That'd be a good one, like a family tree, and have grandma, grandpa, and mum, dad, and your siblings and cousins all around you. That would be a nice one to do actually. Okay, now we've done that. In my original one, I done like a checkered kind of ball inside of it. However, we're going to do something different. So we're going to fill our center with lots of, remember we spoke earlier on about the peace sign, hearts. So we're going to do that. Use any color you want. We're going to get some blue in there. We can add some swirls, which I've added on the outside of the original one. What else did we talk about? Let's get another color in there. What else did we talk about? Birds, that's it. We can have some birds in there. Just like the M shape. What else do we have in there? We have trees. Let's just draw like a little hedge. What else do we have at festivals? Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be anything based around a festival. It could be literally anything that comes to mind, springs to mind. So you could have, let's think, maybe shapes, other shapes. We've got squares. Let's color that in. We'll have some triangles. I think I'm going to add some more swirls in there, just to fill up the space. I'm going to draw a cloud. This would be the sky. Well, cloud isn't green, but just to fill up some space. Got a cloud going on here. And what else can we add in here? Stars, that's a good one. there's two ways you can draw a star. You can either draw one triangle and then put an upside down triangle over it, or you can do the kind of connect the dot kind of star. And so forth. All right, moving on from there, we're going to bring our t-shirt down and we're going to focus on our sleeve. Oh, let's turn this around. So, when it comes to doing the fringing on the sleeves, the tasseled fringed sleeves, we're just going to, from the armpit, you want the same width going all the way down. So you can use a pencil or do it freehand if you're able to do, if you're capable of doing that. I'm just going to use a pencil just to show you what I mean. Again, a faint line so you know where to stop. Then you're going to get your scissors. Use it very responsibly. Young kids, if you're not allowed to, have a parent or a legal guardian help you. Adults, feel free to go ahead with it. So now you're going to now cut up to your faint line, maybe at 10 centimeters. This is just random. You can do it at any width or size that you want. And just go all the way up to the line and cut. And then you can either leave it so it's like that, or what I like to do, I'm going to do half so you guys can see the difference. I like to pull on them. And sometimes you can even like plait them. Once you've pulled them, you can plait them into a plait. Or you could just leave them dangling down, or you can add some beads at the end or stick some sort of like foil piece at the end. It's totally up to you. So, I've done more than I needed. But you now see the difference. I prefer the side with the pulled, well, once it's pulled, or you could just have it flat, like I said. So let's just carry on pulling those, and then we're going to apply the same technique to the other arm. So faint line. Just be careful, take your time when using the scissors as well. You don't want to rush and end up hurting yourself. And then you're just gonna pull your strands individually. Now, I'm only doing this on the sleeves, but you can do it at the bottom of your shirt as well. You can make them as long. If you don't want to do it as small as I have, you can cut them all the way to the top where the seam line is and have just a really long tasseled fringe sleeve. But I'm going to show you why I haven't gone all the way up. Okay, so there we have it. Some tasseled sleeves. Then I wanted to put some slits on the sleeve as well. So again, you can use a pencil or do it freehand. I call these like the tiger claw slits. So all you're doing is cutting like a really long triangle out from your sleeves. Actually, before you get to that stage, I did forget. You're gonna get your red marker or any color of your choice and just mark the edges. If you cut it before, it will make it difficult to color in or paint. So it's important that you draw your lines first and then proceed to cut. Now you can do these back and front of the sleeve, but I'm just going to focus on the front for today. And then get my yellow marker. And just outline the red like I did around my neck. Okay, once that's done, then let's go back to our scissors and just cut the little white area out. Careful not to cut any of your color away. So now once my sleeve goes in, let's see if we can do this. I'm just gonna demonstrate. Once my sleeve goes in, you get those nice like claw slits and your tasseled fringe down. Can you guys see that? When you add beads to it, it weighs down on the fringe, so it gives it more of a swing. Okay, let's do the other thing with our other side, the other sleeve with our other side. Now these tiger claws are optional. You don't have to include these if you don't want to. You can, like I said earlier on, you can leave your sleeve as, or your t-shirt as plain as you want. You don't have to cut into anything or apply any rips or tears anywhere else. Also, when making your t-shirt, if you want, you could, there's something called heat transfer paper, and that enables you to print out images. So if you want to like maybe stick a picture of yourself on your shirt, or a picture of your favorite pet or animal, or a picture of your favorite program, you can print those out on heat transfer paper, and then all you do is iron it onto your t-shirt. Now let's cut these spaces out like we did in the other sleeve. And make sure you use a good pair of scissors as well. You don't want a blunt pair of scissors, because it would then make the edges of what you've cut jagged, and then it doesn't look good. Okay, so that's where we are at with our sleeve and our crew neck. We will now go on to applying. Oh, and I forgot to add, guys, in order to use your PVA glue, you're going to need a paintbrush or a glue stick. Either will do. Just be aware that if you're going to use a paintbrush, make sure you wash the glue out before it dries, because then it ruins the bristles of your paintbrush. So I'm now going to show you how to apply your ribbon, just to give a bit more oomph to what you're doing on your t-shirt. You don't want a plain t-shirt. You want to put in as much detail as you can to make it fun, vibrant, and something that you would love to wear yourself as well. So let's go ahead with picking a color. We're going to use red and green. So what you're going to do is just cut your ribbon to a desired length. Make sure when you're cutting your ribbon, you have enough ribbon to achieve however many pieces of ribbon you want to place onto your t-shirt. So I'm going to be cutting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 pieces of green ribbon. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to do the same with the red ribbon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just enough. So we're going to start with we're going to get our PVA glue. We're going to start with our green ribbon. I think I'm going to use a paintbrush for this. So you're going to apply the glue onto your ribbon first. Make sure you get enough in there. Then you're just going to stick it. How I manage to map this out, I do the opposite. So I start at the top, which is north. Then I apply to south, which is at the bottom. Then we go east and then west. And then you apply the next 4, you apply just in between them. Just so you get even application. Oh, I have to say, don't glue on top of your work. Try and find a scrap piece of card or another surface where you could glue on. So I've got that in north. I'm going to position it by eye in south of my t-shirt. Get a straight line going, and we're going to carry on with gonna carry on with east. And then west. So now we have all 4 of those in. It's pretty much easier to position the other 4 in between these gaps. Don't be afraid to get your hands messy as well when it comes to using PVA glue, because it's easy to wash off. Okay, that looks fine. One thing I find when I work, when I'm doing creative stuff like this, is you see how I was just applying it one by one? Because PVA doesn't dry quick enough, you can just apply your glue to multiple ribbons, and then it's just a case of stick, stick, stick. Okay, that looks about right. Just press down. Okay, and then once we're done with that, we're now gonna quickly just apply our red, and it's easier when it comes to the second color because all we're doing is filling in the gaps. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply it to multiple surfaces. Oh, it's getting stuck to me. Now we're just going to fill in the gaps. And feel free to apply some pressure to the ribbon just so the glue kind of gets into the t-shirt. So when it dries, they're both stuck together and you don't have ribbons dropping all over the place. Okay, we got our final 3. Okay, and that's it. And then what we're gonna do next is, you see the red kind of goes with the red here, and the green kind of goes with the green there. So I'm now gonna use the purple and the yellow felt tip. And just draw smaller lines in between, start with purple, sorry. And you're going to draw a line to match the length of the ribbon. If you want to be really artsy and colourful, you could probably do half in the purple and then half in another colour. So in total you'd be using 4 colours instead of 2 like what I'm using. Okay, now we're done with the purple. We're now going to use the yellow and go from the base and go halfway up. Halfway up. Like I mentioned not too long ago, you see how I've got the purple and the yellow on this side? You can probably choose to use a different 2 colours on the opposite side as well. And that is that. Do you see how much kind of vibrant it is? Just gonna add in a few more shapes in there. It just looks so vibrant. And then next, what you could do to fill in, you can now leave your t-shirt like this. You can either leave your t-shirt like this, or like I said earlier on, you can cut some tassels down at the bottom and pull them just to give you some tassels at the bottom, or like I did in my prior top, is add in some swirls around, and you can even apply some 4 pieces. So I'll show you guys how we got there. So again, random colors, or you can stick to maybe 1 color or 2, and just patiently draw some random swirls all around your top, because you want it to be vibrant as possible. And you want to stand out as well. And you may just want people to approach you and ask you, oh, where did you get your t-shirt from? And that in itself could probably maybe a business venture for you. creating festival t-shirts or t-shirts to fit a theme or a event. You can literally just go as random as you want. Or if you are someone of precision, which is someone who likes things done symmetrical and in a particular way, then you can choose to mirror each side so everything is equal. So let's add another 2 colors and then we will move on to add in some foil shapes. What color are we going to do? We've done blue, haven't got any red in there. And lastly, let's get some blue. Okay, and that's that. Make sure to kind of clean up as you go. So now we're gonna remember I spoke to you guys about my t-shirt being based around the festival. So with these particular 4 pieces, which you would receive if you've opted in to receive one of the packages in relation to this workshop. We have stars, we have animals like elephants, I'm going to get some of those on there. We've got leaves, which you guys can see on the t-shirt. We have a turkey, which isn't festival-like, but still is animal, so it can go on. And we also have some great huge love hearts. Actually sort those. So what we're going to do, we're now going to stick these in blank spots around our top, making sure not to cover our swirls. Go back to your PVA glue and your paintbrush or glue stick. Apply some glue gently to the back, and then you just stick on. And you repeat that process with all your foil shapes. I mean, it doesn't just have to be foil. If you choose to use glitter, for example, you can make some splodges or maybe draw a star out of glue and then pour the glue over it. But just be careful, it's going to be messy. And at any point, if you need any help, feel free to ask a friend, a family member, a legal guardian to assist you in creating your t-shirt. So you can be as creative as you want. You don't have to do this on your own. You can get people involved as well. Maybe 2 of you can work on one t-shirt together, or you can even have a t-shirt making party and have all your friends and family over, and you guys just create these amazing t-shirts. And then you guys can wear them to like an event that's coming up and so forth. I'm gonna stick this down, down there. Okay, haven't stuck Mr. Turkey down. Then we have this love heart. Let's get some stuck down at the bottom. Let's see, are there any other animals in here? No. We're gonna grab another turkey. And maybe another elephant. Maybe another leaf. And then one more. Let's get a blue leaf. And that is all, folks. So pretty much my festival theme based t-shirt is ready for me to rock and roll to the next festival I attend. How does that look, guys? And I'm pretty sure at home you guys are impressed with what you guys have done as well. If you'd love to share your designs with us, if you're on social media, feel free to upload and tag us on Instagram at UKON Careers, and we'll gladly share and broadcast your work on our platforms. If you're not on social media, feel free to email in your work at info@ukoncareers.com. Thank you guys for taking the time to be a part of this workshop. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Keep safe, stay blessed, and I look forward to checking out you guys' t-shirts.